Hello and welcome to this video. I'm going to tell you about this Amazon cheap desk that I think you should not be buying. So having looked at the listing, you can see I bought this back in December. So I've given it enough time to actually have a full review. As you know, on Trusted Creators, everything I buy with my own money, and we test it out to see how good it actually is. It was given loads of excellent reviews on Amazon. There's a few different brands that do make this table, and in this video I'm going to show you how I put it together, the issues I faced, and why I don't think it's one of the better ones. This is a personal opinion. I do use a number of different workstation setups, so maybe you will find this useful for you if you're thinking about buying it. I'll put a link in the description so you can see what the price is and what I mean by this desk, so you can see what it actually is like. There's a few other options out there which may be built a bit more sturdy than this one. This is a corner desk and it's an L-shaped computer desk. It's for home working, so a monitor stand comes with it as well. It's an extension. There's a number of screws in the kit which are like different sizes, so it's very confusing. It's more confusing than it needs to be because they've got a slight millimeter difference between each of the nuts and the screws, and it's basically two desks which you then join together to make the L shape. And the issue I'm finding with this is that you can't actually put it together. I've put together a number of desks you may have seen on the channel. Everything I buy I put together myself just to see the experience of putting it together. And this one, it was just very tricky. The guide wasn't excellent, and it all looked like everything was the same in terms of the side brackets, the middle brackets, but I took it apart twice to put it back together because I realized, actually, wait a minute, that's the wrong way around. They're like two Z brackets that you need to use, and the nuts are very funny. So the short ones will fit in the longer nut section. The mid brace was a bit unusual as well. You can see me putting it together here. Now they do say this is a multi-purpose desk and it's currently not available from the seller that I bought from anymore. However, there are other brands that are selling the same thing, and it's basically supplied with a monitor stand. It's got a metal construction with wood composite material on top. Now what you need to remember here is you can't fully tighten down all the screws. You have to leave them all loose, otherwise everything's a little bit wonky. So considering I'm quite good, I would say I'm quite good at DIY. I could probably build a desk out of wood if I had to. And this was a bit interesting because I'm thinking if someone new buys this who hasn't had much experience with the putting flat packs together, you might spend a full day trying to put this together and then just give up because the parts all look similar and there's no good guide. So I've built the two desks together here. You can see they basically have separate desks, but they interlock with the corner piece, which is this piece here. And this is where things get exciting and interesting. The nuts that I've already put through shouldn't have been put through, because this goes into that same nut. So you can see here, those two nuts, I need to retake those nuts out now to actually use the longer nuts to go through all three pieces. So straight away I was like, okay, that would have been nice to know in the guide somewhere. And then you can see the longer nuts here are what need to go through all the pieces. So at this point, I already had it dismantled a couple of times to figure out what I was doing wrong. Maybe I'm just being thick or something. So let me know in the comments if I am being thick. But I think for someone who needs to put things together easily and quickly as a desk, it is got more pieces than it needs to have. Construction wise, I'll put this as one of my worst desks I've bought. I've bought a wooden desk before. You remember the budget desk? That was actually easier to put through together than this one, and that was a bit more sturdy. This one is a bit wonky. Even though it's been put together, it's all uneven. The wood on top doesn't fit well, so it's just overall construction was not excellent. You're looking at like $70 to $100 for this table. Overall, if you're doing light work on it, maybe it will be okay. I had monitor stands on there and I used it regularly for like 2 months just to see if I'm being silly, but everything was just a bit not right and loose, and even though it tightened, everything felt cheap. You can normally feel something, and if it doesn't feel right, you know what I'm talking about here. But yeah, hopefully this helps you. Again, as I do these reviews, I'm including things that I would buy as well as things that I would say avoid. And this is definitely one of those that I would avoid. I'm hoping this helps you on this journey of getting your home office and your home setup done, just to avoid you spending money on those silly things that don't actually give you what you want. So I'll see you on the next video where I'll be looking at a better desk that would be good for you. So I'll see you on that next video.